Count on leadership that puts your vote first. A commitment to secure elections with zero tolerance for voter fraud in Nye County. Because every legal vote should count, and only legal voters should count. Bringing back essential services like notary and passports while modernizing outreach so every resident stays informed. Faster, more efficient election results, stronger voter ID standards, and accurate, timely public records you can trust. Reliable, transparent, accountable. Early voting runs May 23rd through June 5th. Make your voice heard and count on integrity. Paid for by Caleb Ball for Nye County Clerk.
Time now for your News 25 look at sports and streaming at KPVM.tv and now on Roku devices. The wait is almost over for hockey fans and for people who haven't seen their family members since the playoffs started. The Stanley Cup is officially set to begin Tuesday night in Raleigh. Games 1 and 2 will be played Tuesday and Thursday in front of a fan base known as the Caniacs, who have been waiting for a trip to the final since 2006. That's 20 years of waiting, hoping, and yelling at the television. Meanwhile, in the WNBA, A'ja Wilson continued her campaign to prove she's actually playing basketball in rookie mode. Wilson stuffed the stat sheet with 28 points, 15 rebounds, and 4 blocks, while Jackie Young added 23 points and 9 assists as the Las Vegas Aces defeated the Golden State Valkyries 91-81 on Sunday. The Aces hit the road to take on Los Angeles on Tuesday. Over on the College Diamond, UNLV has found its next skipper. The Rebels have hired Nick Garitano as head baseball coach following a successful 16-year run at the College of Southern Nevada. He takes over for Stan Stolt, who announced his retirement last weekend. And baseball fans in Las Vegas won't have to wait until 2028 to see the Athletics, while the A's prepare for their future 33,000-seat domed stadium on the former Tropicana site. They're bringing 6 regular season games to Las Vegas Ballpark this month. The Milwaukee Brewers visit June 8th through the 10th, followed by the Colorado Rockies June 12th through the 14th. And that's your look at sports on News 25.
Count on leadership that puts your vote first. A commitment to secure elections with zero tolerance for voter fraud in Nye County. Because every legal vote should count, and only legal voters should count. Bringing back essential services like notary and passports while modernizing outreach so every resident stays informed. Faster, more efficient election results, stronger voter ID standards, and accurate, timely public records you can trust. Reliable, transparent, accountable. Early voting runs May 23rd through June 5th. Make your voice heard and count on integrity. Paid for by Caleb Ball for Nye County Clerk.
Time now for your News 25 look at sports and streaming at KPVM.tv and now on Roku devices. The Vegas Golden Knights are back in the Stanley Cup Final. Vegas is taking on the Carolina Hurricanes in Game 1 of the 2026 Championship Series. That game is in progress. The Knights look to bring another Stanley Cup back to the desert because apparently one giant shiny trophy just isn't enough home decor. If you can't make the trip to Carolina, T-Mobile Arena is hosting the Golden Knights official watch party. Thousands of fans are expected to gather and collectively yell, "Shoot!" at a giant television. Las Vegas Aces are also on the road tonight as they visit the Los Angeles Sparks. The Aces will try to leave town with a win and without getting stuck in LA traffic, which may be a tougher challenge. College football fans can start planning their holiday schedules now. The College Football Playoff has announced kickoff times and TV plans for the 2026-27 postseason. The expanded playoff begins December 18th. Quarterfinals and semifinals follow through January before the national championship heads to Las Vegas at Allegiant Stadium on January 25th. Las Vegas continues its quest to host every sporting event known to mankind. Meanwhile, the Las Vegas Aviators return home tonight to open a 6-game series against the Reno Aces at Las Vegas Ballpark. First pitch is scheduled for 7:05 p.m. The two Nevada rivals will square off all week, giving fans 6 chances to enjoy baseball, ballpark food, and convincing themselves that the 7th inning stretch counts as exercise. And that's your look at sports on News 25.
Count on leadership that puts your vote first. A commitment to secure elections with zero tolerance for voter fraud in Nye County. Because every legal vote should count and only legal voters should count. Bringing back essential services like notary and passports while modernizing outreach so every resident stays informed. Faster, more efficient election results, stronger voter ID standards, and accurate, timely public records you can trust. Reliable, transparent, accountable. Early voting runs May 23rd through June 5th. Make your voice heard and count on integrity. Paid for by Caleb Ball for Nye County Clerk.
Time now for your News 25 look at sports and streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku devices. The Vegas Golden Knights escaped Raleigh with a 5-4 win over the Carolina Hurricanes in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final on Tuesday. The Knights stole home ice advantage and probably a few hours of sleep from fans on both coasts. Game 2 is Thursday night in Raleigh, where Carolina will be looking for revenge and Vegas will be looking for frequent flyer miles. The Raiders are taking a break from tackling opponents and focusing on saving lives. On June 13th, the team and its community partners will attempt a Guinness World Record for the most people performing CPR training in a 12-hour period. About 5,000 participants are expected at Allegiant Stadium from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. It's one of the few world records where everyone wins, unlike Raiders games. The Athletics dipped into the Las Vegas talent pool Tuesday, calling up right-hander Cade Morris from AAA Las Vegas. Morris, the club's number 12 prospect, got the call to the big leagues and immediately upgraded his travel plans from Las Vegas Ballpark to Wrigley Field. And Aja Wilson continued doing Aja Wilson things. The reigning superstar poured in 25 points, grabbed 15 rebounds, and swatted away 5 shots as the Las Vegas Aces knocked off the Los Angeles Sparks 79-69 Tuesday night. The Aces return home Saturday to host Golden State. And that's your look at sports on News 25.
Count on leadership that puts your vote first. A commitment to secure elections with zero tolerance for voter fraud in Nye County. Because every legal vote should count and only legal voters should count. Bringing back essential services like notary and passports while modernizing outreach so every resident stays informed. Faster, more efficient election results, stronger voter ID standards, and accurate, timely public records you can trust. Reliable, transparent, accountable. Early voting runs May 23rd through June 5th. Make your voice heard and count on integrity. Paid for by Caleb Ball for Nye County Clerk.
Time now for your News 25 look at sports and streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku devices. It's game night. The Vegas Golden Knights are back in action tonight for Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Final in Raleigh, North Carolina. At stake is a huge 2-0 series advantage against the Carolina Hurricanes before the series shifts to Las Vegas. In hockey terms, that's the difference between feeling comfortable on your flight home and checking your seatbelt every 30 seconds. Vegas took Game 1 in what turned into an instant classic. The teams were either tied or separated by just one goal for 98% of the game. The other 2% was apparently reserved for fans trying to remember how to breathe. The Las Vegas Aces are back home Saturday as they host Golden State. The Aces will look to continue reminding the rest of the WNBA that Las Vegas is still a very difficult place to visit if your goal is winning. Meanwhile, the Las Vegas Aviators continue their series against the Reno Aces tonight at Las Vegas Ballpark. First pitch is set for 7:05. It's an Aces versus Aces matchup this week in Southern Nevada. Somewhere a deck of cards is feeling very represented, and registration is now open for the inaugural Vegas for Athletes Summer Games taking place June 22nd through the 26th. The citywide Youth Sports Festival will feature competitions at venues across Las Vegas, along with an opening ceremony, live entertainment, and a closing celebration at Cowabunga Bay Water Park. Because after a week of competition, nothing says great job quite like launching yourself down a water slide at 30 miles per hour. Athletes and teams can register now at vfasummergames.org. And that's your look at sports on News 25.
Count on leadership that puts your vote first. A commitment to secure elections with zero tolerance for voter fraud in Nye County. Because every legal vote should count and only legal voters should count. Bringing back essential services like notary and passports while modernizing outreach so every resident stays informed. Faster, more efficient election results, stronger voter ID standards, and accurate, timely public records you can trust. Reliable, transparent, accountable. Early voting runs May 23rd through June 5th. Make your voice heard and count on integrity. Paid for by Caleb Ball for Nye County Clerk.
Time now for your News 25 look at sports and streaming at KPVM.tv and now on Roku devices. Seth Jarvis scored on a power play in overtime after Carolina erased a deficit in regulation only to give up a late tying goal, and the Hurricanes beat the Vegas Golden Knights 4-3 in Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Final Thursday night to even the series at 1 game apiece. If you like drama, this game had more plot twists than a streaming series finale. Game 3 is Saturday night in Las Vegas, and now there's a guarantee the series will return to Raleigh for Game 5 next week. The top-sanctioned junior hockey league in the United States is expanding into Nevada. The U.S. Hockey League announced Thursday it has signed a memorandum of understanding to establish member clubs in Nevada, California, and Arizona. The Las Vegas Aviators picked up a 5-4 win over the Reno Aces on Thursday. The two teams meet again this evening at 7 p.m. And Aja Wilson's trophy case may need a room addition. The WNBA announced that the Las Vegas Aces center and four-time MVP has been named Western Conference Player of the Month for May, extending her league record total to 14 monthly honors. And that's your look at sports on News 25.
Count on leadership that puts your vote first. A commitment to secure elections with zero tolerance for voter fraud in Nye County. Because every legal vote should count and only legal voters should count. Bringing back essential services like notary and passports while modernizing outreach so every resident stays informed. Faster, more efficient election results, stronger voter ID standards, and accurate, timely public records you can trust. Reliable, transparent, accountable. Early voting runs May 23rd through June 5th. Make your voice heard and count on integrity. Paid for by Caleb Ball for Nye County Clerk.
Time now for your News 25 look at sports and streaming at KPVM.tv and now on Roku devices. Vegas built a comfortable cushion, then apparently decided comfort was overrated. The game ended fittingly bizarre fashion when a shot from Shea Theodore bounced off the skate of Brandon Bussey, the backup goalie who hadn't played in 2 months before being thrown into action and into the net at 5:38 in double overtime. The lucky bounce gave the Golden Knights a wild 5-4 victory over Carolina and a 2-1 series lead heading into Game 4 Thursday night. At this point, if this series gets any crazier, the puck might start giving post-game interviews. PWHL Las Vegas has signed defenders May Batherson, Kendall Cooper to 2-year Professional Women's Hockey League standard player agreements, making them the first players in franchise history. Congratulations to Batherson and Cooper. They're already team legends. They never played a game for Vegas, but technically, they're tied for every franchise record. This week, the Athletics arrive in Las Vegas for a 6-game regular season homestand. The A's, currently 31-34, will host the Milwaukee Brewers Monday through Wednesday at Las Vegas Ballpark before welcoming the Colorado Rockies Friday through Sunday. And the Las Vegas Aces picked up their first home win of the season Saturday night, defeating the Golden State Valkyries 84-79. Aja Wilson dominated with 28 points and 14 rebounds, while Jackie Young knocked down 6 3-pointers and finished the season high 27 points. The Aces are back in action when they host the Seattle Storm tonight at 7 p.m. Hopefully the Storm forecast calls for a lot of defense and a 100% chance of Aja Wilson doing Aja Wilson things. And that's your look at sports on News 25.
Count on leadership that puts your vote first. A commitment to secure elections with zero tolerance for voter fraud in Nye County. Because every legal vote should count, and only legal voters should count. Bringing back essential services like notary and passports while modernizing outreach so every resident stays informed. Faster, more efficient election results, stronger voter ID standards, and accurate, timely public records you can trust. Reliable, transparent, accountable. Early voting runs May 23rd through June 5th. Make your voice heard and count on integrity. Paid for by Kayla Ball for Nye County Clerk.
Time now for your News 25 look at sports and streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku devices. The line to get into the Golden Knights practice stretched well outside the door at the rink, proving once again that in Las Vegas, even hockey practice can draw a bigger crowd than some weddings. Golden Knights fans have had plenty to celebrate in the franchise's 9 seasons, and now Vegas is back in the Stanley Cup final for the 3rd time. The Knights are just 2 wins away from their 2nd championship in 4 years. Hockey historian Eric Zweig says Vegas is already on the short list of the NHL's greatest expansion franchises, and another Stanley Cup could move them from new kid on the block to teacher's pet. Game 4 is underway, and if the Knights keep this up, they'll need a bigger trophy case. If you like offense, Monday's Knights game at Las Vegas Ballpark was your kind of baseball game. If you're a pitcher, you may want to skip this part. Andrew Vaughn collected 4 hits and 4 RBIs, including a game-tying 2-run double in the 9th, as the Milwaukee Brewers outlasted the Athletics 15-14 in a 12-inning slugfest featuring 11 home runs. The scoreboard operator reportedly requested overtime pay. The series continues tonight with Milwaukee's Robert Gasser taking on Oakland's J.T. Ginn. Meanwhile, A'ja Wilson continues to make basketball look suspiciously easy. Wilson piled up 34 points, 12 rebounds, 9 assists, and 3 blocks as the Las Vegas Aces defeated the Seattle Storm 101-91. Along the way, she became the fastest player in WNBA history to reach 6,000 career points, breaking a record previously held by Diana Taurasi. The Aces head to Portland on Thursday, where defenders will once again be asked to perform the impossible. And finally, the Raiderettes, known as football's fabulous females, are taking Raider Nation international. The iconic dance team is launching a new ambassador program in Australia to connect fans down under with the silver and black. And that's your look at sports on News 25. Time now for your News 25 look at sports and streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku devices. Jordan Stahl scored the game-winning goal while falling to the ice, proving that sometimes the best way to score is to lose your balance first. The Carolina Hurricanes held on to defeat the Vegas Golden Knights 5-3 in Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Final on Tuesday. Carolina's victory evens the series at 2 games apiece and guarantees Game 6 at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas on Sunday, June 14th. So much for anyone hoping to save money on playoff tickets. Game 5 is set for Thursday, June 11th in Raleigh, where both teams will attempt to remember that defense is technically allowed in hockey. PWHL Las Vegas has signed forward Hillary Knight to a 1-year standard player agreement after extending her expansion foundational offer, adding one of the most decorated players in women's hockey ahead of the team's inaugural 2026-27 season. Knight is the 5th and final PWHL Las Vegas added during Phase 2 of the league's expansion roster distribution process. In other words, if you're building a hockey team, adding Hillary Knight is a pretty good place to start. The Athletics have quickly discovered that baseballs at Las Vegas Ballpark don't just fly, they apparently file flight logs. One night after mashing 7 home runs in the opener of the Las Vegas series, the A's bounced back from a wild extra inning loss by blasting another 5 homers on Tuesday night, where they beat the Brewers 7-5. With 12 home runs through the first 2 games, the A's have tied a franchise record for most homers over a 2-game span. Before Tuesday, the last time Oakland hit 12 homers in 2 games was back in June of 1996, when gas was cheap and nobody knew what Wi-Fi was. The 2 teams square off again tonight at 6:05. And for the second straight year, it appears the WNBA will not be included in one of the championship traditions most associated with winning in American sports. The Las Vegas Aces did not receive an invitation to the White House after winning the 2025 league title in October, according to a team spokesperson. The Aces are still champions, though. And that's your look at sports on News 25. Time now for your News 25 look at sports and streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku devices. The Stanley Cup Final is now the best of three. The Vegas Golden Knights and the Carolina Hurricanes head back to Raleigh tonight for Game 5, with the series tied at 2 games apiece. After 4 games of trading punches, goals, and probably a few years off their fans' lives, one team will move just one win away from lifting the Stanley Cup. At this point, the only thing more even than the series is a hockey player's missing front teeth. Meanwhile, Vegas sports history is getting its own trophy case upgrade. The Hall of Excellence at Fontainebleau, Las Vegas has unveiled new additions, including Jack Eichel's game-worn jersey from the Golden Knights' 2023 Stanley Cup run, the team's championship belt, and championship ring. Also joining the collection are the Las Vegas Aces' 2025 title ring, memorabilia from tennis legend Rafael Nadal, Freddie Freeman's World Series walk-off Grand Slam baseball, and gear worn by Shohei Ohtani during the Dodgers' 2025 championship season. Basically, if you're a sports fan, it's like walking into the world's most expensive lost and found. Over at Las Vegas Ballpark, Lawrence Butler delivered what could become the signature moment of the Athletics' 6-game Las Vegas series. Trailing Milwaukee in the 7th inning, Butler launched the first pitch he saw deep beyond the center field wall for a go-ahead 2-run homer, lifting the A's to a 4-3 victory and a series win over the Brewers. And PWHL Las Vegas continues building its inaugural roster. The expansion franchise signed defender Megan Carter to a 2-year contract through 2027-2028. Carter becomes the team's 6th player and the first addition during Phase 3 of the league's expansion process. At this rate, PWHL Las Vegas is assembling a hockey team faster than most people can put together furniture from IKEA. And that's your look at sports on News 25. Time now for your News 25 look at sports and streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku devices. Andrea Svechnikov scored twice and Sebastian Aho added a second period goal and a breakout performance from Carolina's top line as the Hurricanes beat the Vegas Golden Knights 4-2 Thursday night, moving within 1 win of the Stanley Cup. The Vegas Golden Knights now return home for Game 6 at T-Mobile Arena. Becky Hammon became the second fastest coach in WNBA history to reach 150 wins on Sunday. Hammon got there in just 205 games, trailing only Van Chancellor's 198-game pace. At this point, Becky is collecting wins faster than the most of us collect rewards points. The Aces welcome the Minnesota Lynx on Saturday. Speaking of Becky Hammon, she's also making headlines off the court. Time magazine has named Hammon and Aces superstar Aja Wilson to its inaugural Time 100 Sports list, recognizing the most influential figures in global sports. Meanwhile, the Colorado Rockies open a 3-game series Friday against the Athletics at Las Vegas Ballpark. Some are calling it a potential trap series for Colorado. Then again, every trip to Las Vegas is a trap series. You come for 3 games, leave wondering where your money went, and somehow end up taking a picture with Elvis. The Athletics continue their temporary stay in Southern Nevada while waiting for their future Las Vegas home on the Strip to be completed. Until then, they're treating Las Vegas Ballpark like an Airbnb with really good hot dogs. And that's your look at sports on News 25. Time now for your News 25 look at sports and streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku devices. Taylor Hall scored just 4 minutes into the game. Carolina Hurricanes shut out the Golden Knights 3-0 Sunday night to capture the 2026 Stanley Cup in 6 games. The Golden Knights gave Vegas fans another incredible season, another deep playoff run, and several months of yelling at televisions. Congratulations to the Knights on a fantastic year. Meanwhile, Las Vegas's professional women's hockey league franchise has found its first head coach. Kim Weiss has been named the team's inaugural head coach ahead of its first season later this year. Weiss most recently served as an assistant coach with the Colorado Eagles, the AHL affiliate of the Colorado Avalanche. She started as a video coach before earning a promotion earlier this year and became just the second woman in AHL/NHL history to hold a full-time assistant coaching role. Watching hockey highlights can pay off. Over at Las Vegas Ballpark, the Colorado Rockies apparently thought they were playing a video game on rookie mode. After giving up 4 runs in the first inning and 8 through 5 frames, Colorado's offense responded by scoring a franchise record 23 runs in a 23-9 demolition of the Athletics on Sunday. The Rockies launched 6 home runs, piled up 24 hits, drew 5 walks, and basically treated the scoreboard like it owed them money. The 23 runs broke the previous franchise record of 20. The poor scoreboard operator may still be entering runs as we speak. In the WNBA, A'ja Wilson had 24 points and 10 rebounds as the Las Vegas Aces edged the Minnesota Lynx 100-97 Saturday night to take over the top spot in the Commissioner's Cup standings. The Aces are back on the court tonight in Dallas. And that's your look at sports on News 25. Time now for your News 25 look at sports and streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku devices. John Tortorella's tenure as head coach of the Vegas Golden Knights has come to an end. The team announced Tuesday that Tortorella will not return for the 2026-27 season, wrapping up one of the shortest coaching stints in the franchise history. Some coaches leave a legacy. Torts leaves behind a few sound bites, a few headlines, and probably a couple of dented water bottles. GM Kelly McCrimmon thanked Tortorella for his leadership since joining the club in March. Meanwhile, Las Vegas's PWHL franchise made a blockbuster move, trading future Hall of Famer Hillary Knight to Detroit in exchange for a 3rd overall pick in the 2026 draft. The move gives Las Vegas both the 3rd and 5th overall selections in the upcoming draft, proving the team is thinking long-term, even if Knight's Vegas residency lasted about as long as a buffet coupon. The Las Vegas Aces had a rough night in Texas, falling behind 28 points in the first half before dropping a 96-66 decision to the Dallas Wings. Jewel Lloyd led the way with a season-high 21 points, while A'ja Wilson added 18. The Aces snapped a 6-game win streak. Next up, Las Vegas heads to Phoenix on Wednesday in a must-win game against the Mercury as the Aces look to punch their ticket to the Commissioner's Cup Championship. Tip-off is set for 7 p.m. And baseball returns to Summerlin tonight as the Las Vegas Aviators open a 6-game homestand against the Round Rock Express. The Aviators are wrapping up their first half of the season and looking to keep building momentum. First pitch is at 7:05. If you're heading out, remember it's AAA baseball, so there's a decent chance you'll see future major leaguers and at least one fan trying to catch a foul ball with a nacho tray. And that's your look at sports on News 25. Time now for your News 25 look at sports and streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku devices. A'ja Wilson already has a list of accomplishments like 4-time WNBA MVP, 3-time WNBA champion, and 2-time Olympic gold medalist. Now she can add another honor to the collection, Wheaties box cover athlete. General Mills announced today, Wednesday, that the Las Vegas Aces superstar is the newest Wheaties champion, meaning she'll soon appear on the iconic orange cereal box at retailers nationwide. At this point, if Asia keeps collecting awards, she's going to need a second trophy room and maybe a bigger pantry. The Las Vegas Aviators lost the baseball version of a heavyweight prize fight Tuesday night, falling to the Round Rock Express 14-11. The two teams meet again at 7:05. Bring your glove, because apparently baseballs are flying everywhere. The Battle for Vegas returns to Las Vegas Ballpark on June 27th for its 7th year of charity competition, featuring local pro athletes and celebrity guests. Golden Knights forward Riley Smith will captain one team, while Raiders star Brock Bowers leads the other. Expect plenty of friendly competition, trash talk, and at least a few athletes discovering they're much better at their own sport. And the Vegas Nighthawks hit the road June 19th to take on the San Diego Strike Force. Kickoff is set for 7 p.m., and unlike rush hour traffic, they're hoping to make it through San Diego without getting stopped. And that's your look at sports on News 25. Time now for your News 25 look at sports and streaming at KPVM.tv and now on Roku devices. Asia Wilson had 33 points and 11 rebounds Wednesday night as the Las Vegas Aces defeated the Phoenix Mercury 86-76 in a rematch of the 2025 WNBA Finals, clinching a spot in the Commissioner's Cup Championship. At this point, Asia is putting up numbers so routinely that scorekeepers are asking if they can just copy and paste her stat line. The Aces return home to host Golden State on Sunday. The Golden Knights have found their next head coach. General Manager Kelly McCrimmon announced Wednesday that Ryan Craig will become the 5th head coach in franchise history, earning a promotion after 3 seasons leading the Henderson Silver Knights. Craig previously spent 6 seasons as an assistant with Vegas and helped the franchise capture its first Stanley Cup in 2023. So apparently the Golden Knights looked around and said, why interview strangers when we already have this guy upstairs? Las Vegas's new professional women's hockey league team has added its first group of rookies. The club selected 8 players in Wednesday's draft, highlighted by forwards Tessa Janicki and Lacey Eden in the first round. The draft class features forwards, a defenseman, and a goaltender from top collegiate and international programs. In other words, the roster is filling up faster than a Las Vegas buffet on payday. The Las Vegas Aviators picked up a 7-4 win over the Round Rock Express on Wednesday. The two teams meet again tonight at 7:05. The Aviators will try to keep the momentum going and maybe convince Round Rock that staying grounded isn't such a bad idea after all. And that's your look at sports on News 25. Time now for your News 25 look at sports and streaming at KPVM.tv and now on Roku devices. The Stars will be out for the 2026 Battle for Vegas later this month. Organizers announced the rosters for Riley Smith's and Brock Bowers' teams in the annual charity softball game, and judging by these lineups, finding a ticket might be harder than hitting a curveball from an NHL goalie. Bowers will lead Raiders teammates Eric Stokes, Kieran Crawford, Kwity Paye, and others. Smith's squad includes fellow Golden Knights Carter Hart, Aiden Hill, plus former teammate Ryan Reeves, and Backstreet Boys member Nick Carter, who will sing the national anthem. So yes, there will be checks, hits, and probably a few people quietly singing, "I Want It That Way." New York, New York on the Las Vegas Strip will host its own 4th of July hot dog eating contest. The resort announced that the Nathan's Famous Hot Dog Eating Contest is returning as part of the America 250 Bridge Bash. Hosted on the Brooklyn Bridge replica, the contest will take place from 4 to 5 p.m. on July 4th. Organizers say it will be an official Major League eating event and serve as a qualifier for a chance at next year's main event at Coney Island, because apparently eating 30 hot dogs in 10 minutes is now a legitimate career path. Las Vegas Aviators put up football scores Thursday night, beating the Round Rock Express 26-13. At one point, fans were checking to see if the Raiders had borrowed the scoreboard. Rematch is set for tonight at 7:05. And for the first time in 17 years, top U.S. beach volleyball players will compete on the Strip when the AVP League comes to Las Vegas this weekend. Finally, a sporting event where diving into the sand is considered good defense and not a sign you've had too much fun in Vegas. And that's your look at sports on News 25. Time now for your News 25 look at sports and streaming at KPVM.TV. And now on Roku devices, the Las Vegas Aces continue to look like one of the WNBA's hottest teams, and right now they're making opponents wish the shot clock would move a little bit faster. Jackie Young scored a game-high 21 points, and Asia Wilson added 19 points and 9 rebounds as the Aces rolled past the Golden State Valkyries 92-73 Sunday at Michelob Ultra Arena. The victory marks Las Vegas' 8th win in its last 9 games and comes just days after the Aces clinched a spot in the Commissioner's Cup Championship. At this rate, the Aces are collecting wins like tourists collect casino rewards cards. The Las Vegas Aviators have officially won the first half of the 10-team Pacific Coast League title and clinched a spot in the 2026 playoffs. It marks the 13th playoff appearance in franchise history and the second straight postseason berth. Las Vegas has captured 3 PCL championships in its history, including last season's title. Speaking of hot streaks, Aviators infielder Joey Meneses was named Pacific Coast League Player of the Week after absolutely terrorizing baseballs at Las Vegas Ballpark. The first baseman hit .550 in 5 games against Round Rock, piling up 11 hits, 2 doubles, a triple, 2 home runs, 11 RBI, and 10 runs scored. And PWHL Las Vegas continues to build for its inaugural season, signing Natalie Snodgrass to a 1-year Professional Women's Hockey League standard player agreement. The expansion club keeps adding talent at a steady pace. At this point, they're putting together a roster faster than some people can put together IKEA furniture, and with far fewer leftover parts. And that's your look at sports on News 25. Time now for your News 25 look at sports and streaming at KPVM.TV, and now on Roku devices, the Las Vegas Aces are back on their home court tonight as they host the New York Liberty. It's a matchup featuring some of the biggest stars in the WNBA and hopefully enough buckets to make the Nets file for overtime pay. Bill Foley may already own a Stanley Cup champion, but apparently one sports empire isn't enough. The majority owner of the Vegas Golden Knights announced he's putting together a bid for an NBA expansion team in Las Vegas. Foley has retained Morgan Stanley to help build an ownership group and hopes to use the Golden Knights' success as the blueprint. At this rate, Vegas sports fans may soon need a season ticket package the size of a mortgage. The Golden Knights have also released their 4-game preseason schedule for the 26-27 season. The slate opens with road games against Los Angeles and San Jose before returning home for a playoff rematch with the Utah Mammoth on September 24th. It's preseason hockey where the scores don't count, but every fan still acts like it's Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final. And the Las Vegas Aviators begin a 6-game road trip tonight in Sacramento against the River Cats. The Aviators will be looking to take flight away from home, while the River Cats will try to prove that cats really do rule the internet, and maybe baseball too. And that's your look at sports on News 25. Time now for your News 25 look at sports and streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku devices. Las Vegas could still be a few years away from landing an NBA expansion team, but the dream is alive and dribbling. On Tuesday, NBA Commissioner Adam Silver told the Dan Patrick Show that Seattle and Las Vegas remain the front-runners if the league expands. Silver says the NBA is eyeing the 2028-29 season, so Vegas fans may need a little patience, but that's still faster than waiting for traffic on the Strip after a Golden Knights game. Another Las Vegas basketball star is headed to the next level. Liberty High School graduate Joshua Jefferson heard his name called Tuesday night in the 2026 NBA draft. Jefferson, who started in Henderson before graduating in 2022, was selected in the first round by the Brooklyn Nets through a trade with the Minnesota Timberwolves. Over on the hardwood, Breanna Stewart scored 20 points, including 15 in the second half, as the New York Liberty defeated the Las Vegas Aces 87-76 Tuesday night. The Aces will try to bounce back Thursday when they host the Dallas Wings. Meanwhile, the new Raiders quarterback Kirk Cousins is settling into life in Las Vegas and already has a pretty unique bucket list. Cousins told the Rich Eisen show he wants to catch Donny Osmond at the Flamingo, see a Cirque du Soleil show, and play some golf. Honestly, that's the most wholesome Vegas game plan we've heard in years. And finally, the Las Vegas Aviators absolutely crushed the Sacramento River Cats 11-2 on Thursday night. The two teams meet again tonight at 6:05. And that's your look at sports on News 25. Time now for your News 25 look at sports and streaming at KPVM.tv and now on Roku devices. The Vegas Golden Knights proved this season that fans are just as good at giving as they are at yelling, "Shoot!" The team announced it raised more than $2 million through its 51-49 raffle during the regular season and playoffs. One lucky fan took home half the pot each game, while the rest went to local charities, including youth hockey programs. The biggest jackpot came during Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Final, topping $110,000. That's one way to turn a hockey ticket into a retirement plan. Team USA has already punched its ticket to the FIFA World Cup knockout round, but there's still history to chase. A win over Turkey tonight would give the Americans an undefeated group stage for the first time since 1930. After that, it's survive and advance. The Las Vegas Aviators knocked off the Sacramento River Cats 5-1 on Wednesday and will look to keep the Bats hot tonight in the rematch at 6:45. And finally, the Las Vegas Aces return home to host the Dallas Wings tonight with tip-off set for 7 p.m. And that's your look at sports on News 25. Time now for your News 25 look at sports and streaming at KPVM.tv and now on Roku devices. The Vegas Golden Knights are making sure their future is in good hands, literally. GM Kelly McCrimmon announced the team has signed goaltender Carl Lindbaum to a 3-year contract extension through the 2028-29 season. Lindbaum made his NHL debut last season and picked up his first career win against San Jose. The deal is worth $900,000 per season, which is a pretty good paycheck for someone whose job description is basically stand in front of the frozen rubber. Meanwhile, the Golden Knights are saying goodbye to last season's leading goal scorer, Pavel Dorofeev, who has been traded to the New York Rangers. Vegas fans are hoping someone else is ready to pick up the scoring because committee by committee isn't usually an offensive strategy. The Las Vegas Aces continue treating scoreboards like suggestion boxes. The Aces dropped 107 points on the Chicago Sky Sunday, winning 107-99. A'ja Wilson stuffed the stat sheet with 30 points, 15 rebounds, 4 steals, and 3 blocks. Jackie Young added 28 points and 8 assists, while Chelsea Gray chipped in 18. At this point, opposing defenses might want to consider filing a missing persons report. Next up for the Aces, they head to New York to face the Liberty Tuesday in the Commissioner's Cup Championship. Thousands of fans packed Las Vegas ballpark Saturday night for the 7th annual Battle for Vegas. Team Riley topped Team Brock 38-27, but the final score felt almost secondary. It was another night of athletes, celebrities, and fans coming together for charity. And the Las Vegas Aviators wrapped up the weekend with a 6-2 win over the Sacramento River Cats. Now it's off to Salt Lake City, where they will try to sting the Bees. And that's your look at sports on News 25. Time now for your News 25 look at sports and streaming at KPVM.tv and now on Roku devices. The Las Vegas Aces will be without superstar A'ja Wilson for tonight's Commissioner's Cup Championship. Wilson has been ruled out with a right leg injury after appearing to roll her ankle during Sunday's game against the Chicago Sky. The game is already in progress, and Aces fans are treating the injury report like it came with a jump scare. One of the biggest names in basketball could be changing zip codes. According to multiple reports, LeBron James plans to leave the Los Angeles Lakers and enter NBA free agency. Agent Rich Paul reportedly informed Lakers general manager Rob Pelinka of the decision. Teams can begin negotiating Tuesday afternoon, with contracts becoming official on July 6th. At this point, LeBron has played so long, he's practically been teammates with basketball history itself. Meanwhile, only in Nevada could a bull become the center of controversy. The Reno Rodeo says it's reviewing how competition animals are identified after bull number 14, named Nick Gertz, sparked criticism online because many people felt it sounded like a racial slur. Rodeo officials say they take the concern seriously and emphasized they do not choose the names of the animals used in competition. The Henderson Silver Knights have a new man behind the bench. The Vegas Golden Knights have named former NHL forward Joel Ward as the new head coach of their AHL affiliate. Ward now begins the task of developing the next generation of Golden Knights talent. And that's your look at sports on News 25. Time now for your News 25 look at sports and streaming at KPVM.tv and now on Roku devices. The Las Vegas Aces were missing MVP A'ja Wilson Tuesday night, and unfortunately, it turns out having the league's best player is actually pretty helpful. The Aces grabbed their first lead with 7.5 minutes to play, but the New York Liberty slammed the door and handed Las Vegas a 93-85 loss in the 2026 WNBA Commissioner's Cup Championship. The Vegas Golden Knights have completed a defensive swap with the Pittsburgh Penguins. Vegas sends Caden Korzak to Pittsburgh in exchange for Parker Wotherspoon, and the Penguins will pick up half of Wotherspoon's salary. In today's NHL, that's basically finding a coupon for a defenseman. Wotherspoon played in 80 games last season, collecting 30 points, including 27 assists. So if you're keeping score, he's apparently very generous. The new look Pac-12 is bringing its basketball tournaments back to Las Vegas. The men's and women's tournaments will be played at MGM Grand Garden Arena in both 2027 and 2028, using a new play-in ladder format. Because nothing says March Madness quite like trying to survive Vegas and survive your bracket at the same time. And finally, the Las Vegas Aviators clipped the Salt Lake Bees 10-6 on Tuesday in Utah. Rematch at 5:35. The Bees are hoping for revenge and maybe a can of bug spray. And that's your look at sports on News 25.